What's going on, everybody? This is James Grandmaster Facts Boyce, and this is another episode of the Facts Project. Today, I have a special guest, Jonathan Armour, Open Gate Studios, excellent director, excellent actor, and an excellent creator. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you for allowing us to be on the platform. It's a blessing, and we're humbled to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Yo, look, for one, as I told you before, this is a long time coming because I've saw a lot of the interesting things that you've been doing. And I, for the most part, wanted to talk about it. Okay. Now, so if you could, what is Open Gate Studios?
Open Gate Studios is, well, now it was a two-man partnership. Okay. Started way back in 2012 with me and my business partner, Woo. We started off just trying to get in the grind, get into the business. We would film church events, school events, mostly music videos and weddings, things of that nature. You know, as you're grinding in the beginning, it's tough for people to understand or see the vision of what you bring to the table and things of that nature. But we just kept at it. Eventually, Woot had to go do other things, and I stayed with the business. Okay. So as I stayed with it, I said, okay, well, two things can happen. We can either let it go, or we can just keep it going as a more of like a side project or side hustle at that time or whatnot. And I just stuck with it. I didn't want to let the acting go. I love filming. So what happened was I did more weddings during that time. So it became more of Open Gate Studios with personal touch photography. And then after I learned that, I was like, okay, that's cool. It's good. I'm good at weddings, but what is it that I really want to do? What I really want to do was be in the entertainment business, whether it's acting, directing, producing, anything of that nature. I wanted that aspect. And as right now, mostly for me, it's the directing portion that I love doing, and the editing as well, or whatnot, because of the special effects. I love doing all that stuff. So,
bro, you're one of few that says they love editing.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people just be like, oh God, no, I hate it. But for me, sitting at that computer, I don't know, it's more therapeutic for me in a sense. Okay. I'm just allow my brain to just wonder. Like I still know how some people do when they create, they just let it wonder. That's what mine does. So yeah.
Now what basically, all right, so what sparked from you having Open Gate Studios with your partner? What was like the initial reaction that maybe said, maybe it's time for me to get behind the camera?
Now see, that it was always that aspect, because I went to a performing arts school for acting and things of that nature. So I had the acting aspect, but I necessarily didn't really like being in front of it. I just was in front of it because I wanted to tell my stories. I wanted to shoot. I wanted to film. And at that time, I couldn't get nobody to get in front of the camera to film with me. So, all right, well, we'll film it ourselves or whatnot. We started filming ourselves. People started taking notice. Now people want to be like, hey, can we shoot? Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do woo? Because now they see what you can do. So that's how it started. But originally, I wanted to be behind the camera because no one's going to be able to see it the way that I see it. And that's not coming from a cocky standpoint or anything of that nature. It's kind of like how I look up to this Christopher Cohen, how he sees things. I remember he started being in front of the camera first when he shot all of his action films, and he was doing like this DC superhero series. But later on, as he progressed, you saw that his strong point was behind the camera and making others look amazing. And that's where I'm at right now. And it took a minute to, be like, oh, okay, well, you don't have to be in front of the camera just for people to know who you are. Like, it's okay to be behind the camera because that's where your talents are shining at. That's where your gift is really, really at. So being behind the camera, editing, oh yeah, that's me.
All right. So so the way that we look at it, you live in Atlanta, correct?
Yes, correct.
So Atlanta being a hotbed for the film industry, I mean, is it like easy pickings to like basically figure out the settings, get the people that are involved, because there's a lot of actors and actresses out there in the Atlanta area in order to make these projects happen?
That's the thing. Everyone always asks me, bro, can you help me get these actors? Can you help me get these actresses? For me, it's easier now than it was in the beginning. And I still say that that's because I have a list of videos that I've shot and projects that I've shot and whatnot. So you're able to see, okay, well, if I shoot with Open Gate Studios, this is what I'm going to get, versus coming right off the gate, off the street, like, hey, I want to film something. can you get these people? I'm like, well, I can put my name out there, but you need to be able to deliver. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
for me, easier now. Yeah, I can get actresses and actors like butter. Like, it's simple now, though. It's easy.
So
Yeah.
has there been any repeat actors and actresses that have been more easier to work with that you've been using on a
Oh
consistent
yeah,
basis?
of course. Like if you go onto my page, you'll see that I work with a lot of the same actors and actresses because we've built that relationship with each other.
Mm,
And I hold strong to bonds, man, bonds, and I want all my people to win. So when they're out here, and a lot of them have gone off to do really, really big things, and I love that because you want your people to win. I don't understand why people are like, oh man, everybody's winning, but I'm still here. No, that's not how it works. Everyone has their time. You need to continue to do what you're doing. Root for your friends. When they are winning, please root for them because this is what happens. When you rise up, you want to, I want my actors and actresses to say, hey, come on back. I need a project. Let's do this together. Let's work out whatever the contract need to be. Let's do it. That's a major hit when you have all that together. And we all started from the bottom. So yes, I want all my people to win. So I'm always rooting for them. So
Now
yeah.
has basically providing the medium in Open Gate Studios, how
Mhm.
it's been interactive as being independent filmmaking, has that allowed you to cross over and do other promotions for certain other studios that are around the Atlanta area?
True. We can cross promote and things of that nature with other production companies. A lot of times, other companies from even outside of Atlanta have now wanted Open Gate Studios to do editing services for them, you see,
Mm,
or filming services for them as well. So the company this year during the whole COVID and everything, it's been a blessing. It's been a real blessing for Open Gate Studios. So yeah, we launched or whatnot and just went off this whole speed run with I think, well, to be honest with you, was the sisters when I started promoting it just a little bit, just a taste with the interviews and stuff, and it exploded. I slowed down on it a little bit because I was like, it's not fair for me to showcase that just right now because the film's not done yet. It's not
right.
done. So I took a little step back, and I was like, all right, when I get everything finished, then we'll go crazy with it. But yeah, other than that, no, it's still going strong. Like we're still booked. I am booked every
Good.
weekend. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you started a short film series called
Mhm,
Brothers and
mhm.
Called Sisters.
Yeah.
Basically just for mention that you just brought up recently.
Mhm.
Now, if you could tell us about both of those stories and where they derive from.
Yeah, no problem. So with Brothers, where it derived from, the crazy thing was it wasn't even supposed to be a series at all. It was
Really?
only supposed to be, yeah, it was only supposed to be a 3 minute quick segment, something funny to laugh at. It was going to be with me, the guys that you see, my friends who I've known for years, and I just call them my brothers. And it was going to be something like very simple. Like I was going to go show up to Tim's house one day because I saw him cheating with my girl or something like that. And then a fight was going to break out, but you didn't understand that when the fight broke out, each of the brothers had power. So it wasn't going to be a typical street brawl. It was going to be a
Right.
fight like X-Men mutant woody woody. But nah, I wanted my reel. This is the same time when I was creating my reel as well for my acting showcase reel. And I said, I wanted to do something really cool with my friends. And I said, you know what? We love anime. We love superheroes. Let's do something around that realm. And that's how Brothers came to be. So that's how it came. But when we did it, people liked it. And I was like, huh, let's keep going. And I kept going. I was like, huh, I really do like it. But then there was no prequel. There was no story before. It was just kind of like, yeah, here it is. This is the story. But where do all their powers come from? So that's why Sisters was created because the powers and everything all come from our moms. So that's why that
Uh,
whole movie is being developed right now. That's not a series. That's a movie. So yeah.
so when did it basically catch lightning in a bottle? When like you basically said that you brought that segment to life.
Mhm.
What triggered it to where like it was seen by either you or somebody else that was like, yo, we got to do another one.
I think it was when I had launched it was like a little promo trailer for it back in 2019. It was the first brothers little trailer thing for Instagram. You know, I would make like little clips for what the episode would be and things of that nature. And it just caught like wildfire. And I was like, oh. But it made me happy too because I was doing something not only that I love, but I was doing something with my friends. And I think that's what made it so like I was all in because I was like, yeah, this is what I love to do because I'm having fun and it's not work to me. It's fun when I get to do it with them, versus all the other ones that I was doing. It was more like work a little bit, but it's fun. It's okay because I still love what I'm doing. But this one was different because it was everything that I really enjoyed doing. Anime, superheroes, my friends, us just having fun, throwing punches and stuff. It's fun. Come on.
Now, aside
Yeah.
from the influence of superheroes and anime, what are the actual direct influences that created brothers and sisters?
Oh, come on. The direct influences that came from it was you got to go with Dragon Ball Z all day long. That's a
I
heavy
figured that.
influence in it. Yep. You can go with Power Rangers as well, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and a little bit for sisters or whatnot. There's a little bit of the underworld type of series. Yeah, a little essence in that a little bit. But yeah.
Kate Beckinsale, Lycans versus Vampires type deal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
That's what I really want to get into. Yeah, that's
but
the.
oh, you want to get into that?
Well, no, well, that's the
So,
story that I'm so eager to tell everybody because that's like Brothers is awesome, but Sisters, like I've been saying this so much. I was like, no, that's the one where it's at because with that I can go so much more into it because it's the beginning ground point of the story. Whereas Brothers is, it's pretty much kind of set because we're going right after like, okay, this had to happen in order for this to happen. But I'm creating the story from, thin air with Sisters. So it's like, hey, there it is. But yeah, that's the one that I'm excited about. I love Brothers, don't get me wrong, because I'm in it too. But
right.
I love Sisters though. That's the one.
So between both series,
yeah,
explain to us, and this is something I always see as hard for directors to teach, and also for the actors to actually display on screen. How do you direct fight choreography?
Oh man, and see, that's another thing too. It's good to have an actual stunt choreographer on set if you can have one.
Okay.
Who's been trained through the martial arts and things of that nature. And it can be any kind of martial arts because they're going to be able to tell your actors and actresses how to sell a punch, how to take a punch, how to take a hit, and things of that nature too. Luckily for me, I had stunt training as well. So
Okay.
I was able to showcase, okay, look, if we're going to throw this punch, I need you to be able to throw it across the nose part right here. And when we shoot at a particular angle, it's going to sell the effect. So we had to teach them that type of stuff or whatnot as well. But it also helps to, if their actors and actresses are already like trained within stunts and stuff like that, you're able to do a little bit more. Only a few people were stunt trained professionally on set. So there's only a limited amount of things that we can do. But I was like, okay, well, y'all be throwing energy blasts and stuff like that. So we get away with it a little bit. But when we want to get more into that martial arts aspect, which is later on down the line, oh yeah, we gotta get
because you're starting to see like little inclinations of that in each of the films so far. So I was like, man, how many cameras?
Okay.
Yeah, like where are they positioned? Is there somebody in a tree? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, there's a lot of production going into this.
It is. And the crazy thing is, it was always just 2 cameras each time. For the first portion, first part, we shot with a red camera and we shot with the GH5. The GH5 is always going to be there as our main camera to go to or whatnot. And then for the different parts for part 2, it was 2 GH5s. We had the reds out at that point. It was just all GH5s at that particular time because the red camera kept taking up so long to load when we wanted to shoot the film. So I was like, that's good to know, so that now I know when I'm doing other productions, like, okay, all right, so we got to put that into a factor. And we were going against time during it because it would get so dark so quick when we were filming. Back in September 2020, it would get dark so fast. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna shoot with GH5s because I already had the shot in my head. I know how I want to shoot it. Let me go ahead and get it. So I'll be out there with the stabilizer, tell the actors, we'll do the blocking real quick, do a rehearsal. All right, we're gonna get ready to shoot and go ahead and shoot.
Now, where are you finding these settings at? Because people got to know Atlanta is a metropolitan city. The way you found the most barren land I've seen. Like there's nobody around.
Right. I was like that. I love that place. And now everybody's using it now, which is fine because after that, I'm not gonna use it no more. I was like, all right, that's enough. But it's Arabia Mountain. That's where the location at. And it's a path that's
I'll
off to
bleep
the
that part.
side.
I'll bleep that part of the podcast so people
Oh
don't.
no, you don't gotta believe it. You can tell them it's okay. It's okay. It's over.
You
But
say
yeah,
Arabian Mountain?
Arabia Mountain. That's where you find the barren, outlandish, crazy set, and you can do anything out there. It's a really nice sci-fi area, like really dope. And then yeah, for sci-fi fantasy movies, that's where you want to shoot at.
Really?
Yeah, they shot a lot of stuff out there. Stranger Things got shot out there. What else? It's not coming to mind, but I just know they use that area a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what do you think? Well, first off, I guess you're native of Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay, so what have you seen basically as far as like the rise or the film industry's takeover in the Atlanta area, as far as Georgia, period, and since probably the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s, like as much as you've seen?
Well, I guess I didn't really notice it too much until around 2016. That's when I noticed, okay, well, the film industry is here, but I didn't realize how big of a factor it was there. Because this is when I was doing extra work and stand-in work during that time period and just being on set and learning, like, okay, so this is a turnaround. This is what they mean when they're shooting and things of that nature. The jargon, I was learning all of that because that stuff you can't really learn in class. You learn so much more being on set, just seeing people do what they do. So I took all that in and then I took it back to Open Gate Studios. But for me, I'm around 2016, 2017 is when I knew that it was really, really here and that it's not going anywhere because of the tax breaks and the things that they can do here in Atlanta versus what they can do out there in LA. You know, they shot so much in LA. They're like, man, we need some new settings. We need some new locations. We need something. So yeah, everything's here now. And if you notice, when you see those little yellow signs and stuff like that, it's like, okay, well, you know, they're going to be shooting over there. Okay, well, can't go down here because now it's blocked off. And it's just crazy how much what goes into making sure and securing a location for the day. Because I remember working on a 24 Legacy. I was like, how did they get these locations, man? These locations, like, I know they paid for them and stuff like that, but making sure that it's secure, nobody can come in, come out, all that stuff. And I'm like, that's where I'm trying to get to. Yeah, like, hey, look, we got to lock this down because all we've been doing now is filming at locations that's, you know, open, free to the public, or, you know, we might have to do a little guerrilla filmmaking. All right, look, come on, guys, let's get the shot real quick. I need this.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. But you know, you want to go ahead and lock it in for you know, secure the premise and things of that nature. Unless I'm using like an Airbnb, then you know it's secure then because it's our location. So
right, and I've actually seen in the news lately that the recent voter rights has basically limited a lot of filming. Some people have actually pulled out of Georgia. I mean, I don't see that basically taken like as a complete hardship as to what's going on down there in Georgia, because I think only a couple of studios or a couple of films have pulled out, but necessarily how long is that going to last? It's pretty much going to fly right back in.
Right. And the reason, well, what were they pulling out? Was this during pandemic time, or is this like now or whatever? While they're pulling
this
out?
is more so now. They were talking about the recent voter rights changes that Governor Kemp basically put together, and it was they were thinking because of the stipulations as to the new voter rights laws that were put into place that they wouldn't support it and they wouldn't shoot their films there.
Interesting. No, I still haven't seen it slow down though, because anywhere I go around the metropolitan area, you're going to see somebody filming. Some Hollywood said it's going to be filming there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they're filming because I see the yellow signs everywhere. So even if it isn't Hollywood, it's an independent filmmaker that's doing his own thing too, because Atlanta is like the mecca now, the new mecca for everything. So
it's true. I can't even front. There was that big standpoint, maybe like I think in the late '90s, early 2000s, where it was taken over as far as like the home of hip hop.
Yeah.
And R&B at that time. And pretty much now film is taking cue over there in Georgia.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I can only see bigger things coming out of there.
It is.
Now, of course, we met through a mutual friend, Onaji Roush, who works for Concrete.
Yes, Concrete Comics.
But he also has a studio company that he He runs Absolute Studios in Atlanta. Have y'all been able to work together as well?
We have been in the talks for production, and that's all I
Okay.
can say for that.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Shit.
but yes, that's my boy. I love his work, what he does when he creates, and I said, man, I want to bring one of those to life. I want to bring a story to life, and that's where it queued up. And he was like, okay, all right. Yeah.
Nah. Oh, Najee is another great mind,
Mhm.
super creative mind. He actually created a comic series called Odina, if anybody hasn't known, through Concrete Comics. And he's been talking about making that into a live action, and
Mhm.
he's secretly cute at that a little bit ever so gently. So I ask you, Jonathan, what project has piqued your interest as something that you've always wanted to create? Something that maybe is out there already, that already has a medium, or something that you will want to create as your own?
As my own?
Mm-hmm.
Man. Uh it's two,
Okay.
but I feel as if it's all steps to it that I have to do and I have to complete in order to get to that final one that I want to do. So for right now, establishing sisters and things of that nature, what we're doing with it, I want to go ahead and finish what I'm doing because it is the pretty much the teaser to showcase, okay, this is what Open Gate Studios can do. This is what we can bring to the table. We want to make this into a feature film. However, once that has been done and established, and I got my feature film for Sisters under my belt, I want to go ahead and get to work with not remaking, but a continuation of The Last Dragon. And I want to focus more on the children aspect of, yeah, it's a children, a plot of revenge and all that stuff. But you already know, yeah, I want to do that. The effects are gonna be insane. The martial arts are gonna be insane. I want to do that. And I feel as if when I do that, because I'm going to do it and I do it right, then and only then will I be able to get the torch to be like, okay, he did that the right way. I know he can make this successful Dragon Ball Z live adaptation correct. After that, I don't know what happens after that. I've just saw all that. Just whatnot. I did see that. It came in a dream too. I was like, oh, so that's what you want me to do. So okay, I'll do it. I got it. Don't worry. I'm gonna
All
get
right.
it to work.
You touched on something in my soul, because Last Dragon is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, man.
I watched that as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, all the way till now. I've heard people say, now I've never heard that somebody wanted to bring up a project from the children's perspective as a continuation of it. I talked to people that said that they wanted to see an origin story for Shogun.
Even that'd be dope, though. You know,
that would be dope.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
I just need us to keep going with it because we only got one movie, and then we got some comics that go out there and stuff. But I want to see some live action to be like, hey, you know, here's another story that you didn't know about. So
because the more that you look at it, like pretty much Last Dragon is an origin story for Bruce Leroy, for Timac. Have you met Timac?
I never met Timac, but he seems like a genuine, amazing guy. His aura is always great. So.
He's always at Comic Cons. He the last two New York Comic Cons up here, he's been at. So I can imagine he probably does either. I think they have Dragon Con down there in Atlanta.
Yes, we do.
And Atlanta Comic Con. So I'm pretty sure now too. I'm pretty sure he signed on because he's usually at all the big Comic Cons.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, we never got to see exactly what made Show Nuff.
We never did. We just said he's the bad guy. This is what it is.
He's already established.
Yeah. But we didn't understand why he went that route. Oh man. There could have been so many possibilities. He probably didn't even want to do that, but he had to do it. Something forced him into becoming. Yeah.
This is the thing. He's never talked about anybody teaching him what he knows. He's never talked about him battling on the streets or anything like that. He just already had a dojo. Right. He's rough around your edges. He's been kicking ass from. And the thing is, anybody who basically says they can beat him, he always comes up to the challenge. He doesn't stand down from anybody. He doesn't back down from anyone.
Nope.
So there has to be a story behind
It
that.
has to be a story. And I'm man, because now my brain is racing
Yeah,
of the
see?
story plot lines of what you could do for that. And that's endless too. But yeah, but see, okay, if you do it, the origin story with that, you get that created or whatnot. I mean, you could actually have a trilogy off of that to build up into it if you want to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because Timax story with the Last Dragon, that's already built.
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't touch that. I feel like that's a classic. It is what it is. We got it. But then another friend of mine was like, no, you can retell it. You can redo it another way. I was like, we could retell it because you
Right.
could. And in today's society, you could do it, but I feel like I don't know if my heart would be into it. Like I don't know.
Mm.
Whereas it is for the children's aspect, I can go off of that and be like, "Yo, I can do it this way, woo, 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 and it'll be okay because this is their origin story."
Now,
And
when you now when you're talking about the children, are you talking about basically Bruce Leroy's students like Johnny and the little kids?
Johnny, the little kids, or even Trimax, like I want him to have children as
Oh,
well that he
okay, got you.
trained. You
Yes,
know what I'm
yes.
saying? So
I
yeah,
know his little brother Richie,
yeah.
and Richie never really got into martial arts.
No, he didn't. But he knew how important it was to his brother. So
Right.
he could still be there as that mentor figure to let the children know, like, hey, you need to take this seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Threats could happen, all that stuff. But yeah, man, I had the story, I had the script. So
Yeah.
it's there. I wrote that back in 2017. Yeah, I
What?
was just writing. Yeah, that story's been there, bro. Like, yeah, I really wanted to do that one. So that's just sitting. It'll be sitting. And when it's ready and it's time, it'll be time.
It's funny because one of the little kids
Mhm.
that was Bruce Leroy's students happened to be Ernie Reyes, which is a great martial artist.
Mhm.
He ended up being one of the Ninja Turtles, like in the
And
costume
the suits and
in the first Ninja
whatnot.
Turtles movie. And
Yeah.
of course, he was in like Surf Ninjas, and then he was in the Rundown with The Rock and everything like that. He was in a bunch of movies. He was awesome fight choreographer, awesome martial artist. So that's another person from Last Dragon because most of the ones that we know from the movie Shogun, Vanity,
Yeah.
have all
Mm-hmm.
passed on and everything. And then a Dragon Ball Z adaptation because
Mm-hmm.
the last Dragon Ball Z live adaptation, oh Lord.
We don't speak upon that.
No,
I
we
don't
don't
even.
do it. Everybody
It
says
doesn't even
we do
exist.
not talk on that. So,
No.
so as far as like bringing
Yeah.
anime to life in live action, I always feel as though the aesthetics of anime, or better yet, cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
always provide like a certain look at things that are
Yes.
hard to duplicate in live action.
Mm-hmm.
How can that be changed?
I think the thing about it is when directors more so around in I know in Japan when they do their live actions, like when I watch the Full Metal Alchemist, it is more of the shot for shot, kind of like the anime. But some shots don't transition well, like some things that happen in animes, like you said, it doesn't transition well towards camera. So that's when you do have to go in and you have to find another way to be like, okay, well, how do I tell this particular part a different way? Because it's not going to translate well or whatnot for live action. But that comes down to the director. You got to figure that portion out. As far as when it comes down to the fighting and the fighting aspects and the VFX, it's here now. We got it. Zack Snyder has shown us, like, hey, it's possible to do it. Even not even just Zack Snyder. I've seen content creators create stuff on their own, and I'm like, yeah, when I have the budget, I need you to be a part of the team because
Right.
this is what we need. You see it or whatnot. You can do it and things of that nature. So yeah, it's here. It's now. Like the time is now. You can do it or whatnot, and you can do it the right way. Um, Even when I see Christopher Cohen when he does his live action, I always go back to him because he's like the grandfather. He transitioned live action anime, well, transition anime to live action perfectly. Him and Reanime, they do a great job at making those live action adaptations look so clean and so realistic. And that's what you want. So whenever I need to go for a reference and be like, okay, well, can it be possible? Is it possible? I go back and look at some of their videos and be like, yeah, it's possible. You can do it. You can't do it verbatim, like for shot of how they do it, but no, you can do it in your own way and still showcase it. Like, okay, I get it. That is how it does. That's how it gets done. But yeah.
Yeah, like the couple that I've seen as far as like live action, whether it's like a from a martial arts aspect.
Mm-hmm.
John Woo, doing like basically um Face Off, John
Yeah.
Travolta and Nicolas Cage, but he did a lot of Asian flicks before that, and it was pretty. People titled it Gun Fu because he basically most of the choreography was done with guns, and it
Well,
all
isn't that kind of what was Kung Fu? Is what about with John Wick? I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but that
even
kind of like Kung Fu in a sense or whatnot. And I love those movies; those are always good. So yeah.
so like it's pretty much establishing a dance, but utilizing the weapon as the gun
Correct.
In the like almost in that venue of
Mm-hmm.
how it's described. The other person, and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get this right. If you've ever seen The Raid and The Raid 2, Gareth Edwards,
Yes, I've seen The Raid and The Raid too. Very, very, very good. Good movies, great movies.
and it's like single shot because most of it,
Mhm.
if you look at The Raid 1, most of it's
Mhm.
done in a hallway, like
Yeah.
through that little like apartment complex that they were doing it.
Right.
So I'm like, how are they doing this? Because for one, like most of the moves that they're doing, it looks like the cameraman's either sliding the camera underneath them
Mm-hmm.
while they're in this skinny hallway or jumping over them in order to get the shot. I'm
I would have to go back and look at it just to be like, all right, how are they doing that or whatnot? But that goes down to that amazing cinematography. When you have
yeah,
a great cinematographer on your team too, okay, he sees the director's vision and like, okay, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is what we need to capture. So those two need to work in harmony, but just not him. It's everybody. What makes a great film is you think it's just the director, but it's not. It's literally everybody as a part and attached to that film is what makes it a great film. Everybody's job is important. When everybody's at 100, I guarantee you, your film's gonna look amazing. But
mm,
when people half-ass, half-ass work, it is what it is. But no, everybody comes together to make that, A+ film. So,
true.
yeah, man.
True. So as far as like what's in the future for you? Like as far as like for the rest of this year in 2021, what's on the docket for Open Gate Studios?
On the docket for Open Gate Studios, we're gonna get some weddings on out the way. This is wedding season right now, so we're gonna take care of the weddings, take care of our clients always. Um, as far as production for the sisters and stuff like that, still in post production, so we're still editing that. I really want to release this by the end of June, but not end of June, end of summer. Let me say
Mm,
that, not June, too soon, but in the summer, so that you guys can go ahead and see it because I need to start pushing for the marketing because that's where I want to go ahead and get the budget so that I can create the feature film for it. Because after that, yeah, we're going to be doing this full time. No more 9 to 5s, just full time and what we do.
that's
Film.
the point.
Yes. So,
Now, so far the clips that you've been putting out there have pretty
mhm.
much been either like 10-minute short films or maybe like 7 minutes and everything. When you're talking about bringing this into a feature aspect, how long are you looking to put this up for?
Oh man, for the feature film now, that's got to be at least an hour 45 to 2 hours. So yeah, I'm a feature film. I want this to be the one. Yeah. So yeah, because right now, sisters, what we're showcasing you, it's pretty much at 25 minutes or whatnot.
Mhm.
So it's a
Yep.
short film. So you go ahead and you can see and take from that what it is, and then from there be like, okay, I see the direction of what this guy is doing. I believe in him. I believe in the cast. I believe in the crew. I believe in all that. Support us, help us make this into a grander, bigger feature film, so that we can showcase it even more. Oh,
Bro,
mhm.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Nah,
Thank
nah,
you so much.
this was good, man. I feel as though I got a lesson as far as like exactly like what's to come and as far as like directing and everything like that. Because most
Mhm.
of the stuff that you're doing through a lot of the videos that you're putting out and everything, I'm sitting there like asking myself like 10,000 questions, like how, just like with any other action movie, like how are you getting this shot, like where are you putting up the effects and everything like that in order to get the effects that you're doing, like where is all this coming from? So, yo, man, you keep doing your thing for real.
Thank you, brother. I will. As I need y'all to as well, though. Y'all stay together. Y'all stay united.
Yeah,
What y'all have, man, that is an amazing platform. I love it, and I just love seeing us all, my people come together too. So y'all stay concrete.
word
Definitely.
up, man. Word up. We will. And bro, you keep in touch. Let us know if any new projects you need us to pump. I'll gladly do so. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, brother. And likewise, okay? So just let me know as well.
No doubt. And I'll probably have this up by what's today? Tuesday, probably like Friday.
Oh, bet. I'm gonna be pushing it.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
My man. Thank you.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Later.